So cute.
But yeah, that's some material. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. So,
Absolutely.
what movies are coming out in 2025 that
We're all
everyone's
like,
excited
switch
for?
the screen on our lists.
Oh, Wicked 2.
What?
Wicked
Did you see
2.
part one?
I did.
Is it any good?
It was
It's
very good.
really good.
It was so much better.
I'll go see it if it's not a musical.
It is a musical.
Never mind.
It's not a musical. Go see it.
I did
Nice
not
try.
think it was going to be good. I took one look at that runtime and I was like,
I did too, and then
no, it slapped.
we watched it because we have a movie night every Wednesday,
Right.
and one of our team members was like, "We're gonna watch this week," and I was like, "All right, I can do that," and we watched it, and I was like, "Oh no, I get it now. I understand why the length is that it is because they actually expounded on things that they kind of rushed."
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of long run times. Cass can tell you. My super medicated ADHD is still like, Lord of the Rings is too long. Every horror movie is too long. Like all of these. And even I felt like it was pretty justified runtime considering that it's the length of the entire musical for the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about part 2. I will say, I discovered during part 1 that I do not know nearly what I thought I knew about Wicked. I know like basic plot, mostly character arcs, and that's mostly it. And so I'm excited, and I know Act 2 less than I know Act 1, for sure. So I'm really excited to see what don't I know, what surprises are coming.
So my roommate Nathan,
Oh Lord, so
he
turned like a 15-minute thing about Wicked.
yeah, it's important.
This is what
Strap
this
in.
is.
There's other movies coming out.
Hey,
No, there's not.
Wicked is our generation's Hamilton, so we get to be crazy about
That
it. Thank you.
sounds.
What is our
Anyway, my roommate Nathan is a huge fan of the musical. He also is a huge fan of the book.
Yeah.
Also, he's read all of the original Wizard of Oz books, and then he's read all of the Wicked books because there's multiple, and so he is just a walking encyclopedia of this knowledge, which is really fun because we would have moments where like we had to pause because like someone had to go to the bathroom, and then he would just rattle off things. He's like,
He
"This
would
is."
neuro-spicy vomit.
He would
until
neuro-spicy
somebody got wet.
vomit. My favorite one was like when they do the down shot at Shiz with the dragon clock. He went, "That's the dragon clock," and then like freaked out, and then he calmed down. And then one of the kids went to the bathroom, and one of the members was like, "So what's the dragon clock?"
Yeah.
And then Mia and I both just went like, "All right, let's get comfortable. This is
Yeah.
gonna be a minute," because it was a 20-minute explanation on what the dragon clock is and why it's important, and that for the musical purposes, this is just here as an Easter egg.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
so
you could have just said that, but no, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
very much looking forward to it.
I mean, I for one, the guys movie of the year, the new Bridget Jones movie. The fact that we're going back to the well on this
That's
again.
the what?
She's-
The Renee Zellweger.
I'm gonna stop right now. Anyway, Captain America: Brave New World.
Captain America: Brave New World.
Look, I will never forgive the MCU for making me like the Falcon. Historically, I have shit on the Falcon in the comics,
The MCU
but the
or
MCU,
Anthony Mackie.
both of them.
Yeah.
I blame both of them because honestly, I hated that character in the comics, and since granted, he debuted in The Winter Soldier, one of the best movies, and he nailed that character. Yeah. They made the Falcon make sense. Damn it!
Absolutely
And
love it.
Anthony Mackie is just absolutely fantastic, and I'm really waiting to see his first outing as Captain America,
Cass and I had
like
the
full-on feature film, not just the show.
had the privilege of being in Hall H when they did a lot of this stuff for it. And it's kind of funny because Cass has shit on the MCU a lot.
Oh, so much.
And we walked
I
out
think
of
I paid
that
apply and save
presentation
or
and I was
whatever.
like, you have to like the MCU again.
I was so mad about it.
I just
because,
found the figs today too.
Nice.
The Captain America, the wings are so good, and I was a little disappointed because I think the wings for Falcon, because we never got a Marvel Legends of Falcon's uniform and Bucky and his show. So I kind of hope they'll go back to the well and give us that figure just because it looked really cool. But I mean, as long as we're on the slate of Marvel, though, Captain America is going to be great and all. Let's talk about Fantastic Four. What the hell? What was a scoff? Look, Thunderbolts is going to be the lowest movie. I already know. Okay, look, it's.
I have never in my life given a shit about the Fantastic Four.
I don't get that. I mean, you don't watch Fantastic?
Because I absolutely did. I was working at a theater at the time. I saw it on opening night and went through the whole thing.
I'm sorry, but the best possible property of Fantastic Four has already been released. It was in Arrested Development, and it was a musical.
Oh, no.
I cannot believe that I have to care about the MCU again. I don't know that I can care about Fantastic Four until maybe it comes out and good reviews come out. Like, I'm only familiar with them from the god-awful movies.
She has to care about MCU again, but broke into tears on the announcement of Doomsday in Hall H.
That is mostly because I was in Hall H when they announced Robert. Like, I don't even know how I feel about the announcement. I just lost my mind.
It was
It's magic.
You've seen the reveal online probably of how it was set up and stuff, and there was a special energy to the way the announcement was.
I mean, that was y'all's
just
first
fine.
time in Hall H.
Lost
so,
my entire mind, left me for good.
I'm hoping this is a return to form for MCU this year.
I am too. I personally think Thunderbolts could be really fun.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. I want to see it. But
I would love a Suicide Squad-esque, just absolute bonkers, start to finish. Would be fun. I don't know that the MCU has that in them, but
we'll see. But I mean
Ragnarok, they just don't know what it's like.
yeah.
I mean, let's continue the okay, this is gonna sound weird for me. I'm excited for Superman.
I know, right? How crazy is that?
I have never given a shit about a Superman movie. I want this movie.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is Lois Lane.
Because like I grew up with the Batman and Superman animated show and all that stuff, and that's what I grew up knowing Superman is.
Yeah.
And then and every time I've seen a Superman trailer, I have been unimpressed because that is not Superman. And it bothers me. It's like, I don't even know that much about him. This doesn't feel right. Yeah. And then I watched this trailer and almost cried because this is exactly what I wanted. And
go ahead.
Yeah, and that's it. That's
the single best thing that I've ever seen in Superman was in the Justice League TV show, and he's fighting what is it? Alpha Beam? What is his name?
Darkseid.
Darkseid. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that.
Omega beams, actually. These are alpha beams.
He says, I live in a world of cardboard. I have to constantly, and now with you I can let loose. And like, you don't get that energy from Superman movies almost ever. I feel like you do a little bit in this one.
I'm seeing it. Also, just the way he depicts Clark.
Yeah.
I'm ready for.
go on, sorry.
A very good Clark-looking person, and I don't know if you guys saw Pearl. It was a horror movie. It has that guy.
Yeah.
And Christian told me when we were watching it, like, that's going to be Superman. I was like, yep. I see it.
Who knew? Superman.
I'm also excited for the different amount of other DC characters that are going to be in this, including one that I've never seen, but I only know about because Nathan has gone on like dissertations on this character, and that's Metamorpho.
Yes.
Like
it took me a second to realize that was him too.
Yeah, when I showed him, like when we watched the trailer together, he broke down all the different characters that was in it because Superman is like his.
Yeah.
And Guy Gardner full on bowl cut.
Yeah. I didn't realize, by the way, that was Nathan Fillion until like the second watch because I got so distracted by the triangle bowl cut.
It's like all you can see at first.
Real quick, Jason, we need to turn the fan off.
Oh crap! Sorry.
It keeps like taking priority
got
of
it.
audio and cutting people off.
What if it's the only fan we have?
Extremely rude.
Nope, there's
to us.
Okay,
there's someone else in the there's someone in the chat.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Texas base for off-brand.
Totally not a bot.
The hesitation.
Yes, I see.
Sidekicks and side quests. We have to do something. They're supposed to be reaching out to you. Anyway, so back to movies we're excited for.
Man.
Yes, yes.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
That's the one I was waiting for her to mention. The surprise hit of last year, honestly.
So I realized something really funny with FNAF 2 and Wicked 2. I think they're going to be coming out around the same time. And it's just really funny to me. But I'm really excited.
Are we going to dress up again and go to the theater?
Yes.
Are the rest of our crew going to participate?
I did not care about Five Nights at Freddy's when we saw the first one. Now I'm a huge fan, so yes, I will be dressing up as well.
I think we should
I
all.
love that I was cosplaying a character I knew nothing about and just like talking.
Yeah, and it still worked.
And people were just like, "Can we take a picture with you?" I'm like, "I'm really."
No.
It's a top hat.
Now
and a
I know
bow.
way too much about it.
Yeah. Did you also watch
I watched
the?
all the fan videos.
I was about to say, did you watch the 8-hour video going over the lore?
Of course not.
No, it's okay if you did. I've watched it twice.
Oh my god.
I didn't understand it the first time. Anyway,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's going to be great.
It's gonna be fun.
Just a lot of fun
Yeah.
in the original. They didn't remove the fun from
Yeah.
the lore. They enthusiastically included it.
Is anyone excited for
loving way.
Lilo and Stitch?
No.
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 Okay.
So The Conjuring 4.
Did you know that Zootopia 2 is coming out?
Oh, that's
Is it?
cool.
Like, I feel like we should have heard something by now.
Yeah, I think it was like it might be one of those things where it's like maybe sometime in 2025.
Okay.
Disney doesn't have a good track record with sequels.
You know who?
The Inside Out 2 was very good.
It is. I would count that as Pixar because I think Pixar does a little bit better, but it is absolutely Disney.
I don't differentiate them since Steve Jobs sold it.
Absolutely fair.
Steve Jobs used to own Pixar.
Yeah.
And I used to work at Apple. And the indoctrination is real.
Yeah. For the most part, yeah, they don't have a good track record with sequels aside from like Toy Story 2.
Well, that's why I was mentioned a standout as
Yeah.
a separate because I think
And
you're
that
right.
slapped.
Megan 2.0.
Yeah, one of the dumbest horror movies I've ever seen. I loved
Really,
it.
really was. And I'm
Yeah.
here for the second one.
Yeah,
Like, when you mentioned sequels, I was like, oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Megan 2.0.
The Conjuring 4
Yep.
should be coming out this year. I loved the first two. I accidentally took a Xanax before I watched the third one, so I didn't think it was scary. I need to
She
rewatch
complained
it.
about it.
was
She
like,
was
"It didn't
like,
feel very
it
scary."
didn't like get me. And I was like, you took something that flattens you out.
took
No
an
judgment. Like, I have the
anti-fear
same
drug.
prescription.
And then watched a horror movie.
I feel like we haven't talked about another sequel coming out this year that I'm going to like push people out of the way of to get into the theater, and that's Constantine 2, starring Keanu Reeves.
Huh? No.
I don't
Bullshit.
have a basic understanding of
I
how
don't even
that
think that's a
shit
real
can
thing.
work.
It's yes, it
Oh,
is.
100%.
It is. So I was a huge fan of the original movie, which apparently was a hot take back in the day.
It was a perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. They're making a second one, and Constantine is still going to be played by Keanu Reeves, and I'm sold. That's it. That's all I need.
Absolutely.
Still not British or blonde. Okay.
I don't care.
That's
It's
okay.
its own separate thing that weirdly kind of gets it, like the Gotham TV show a little bit. Kind of gets
That is
Batman.
not a good example.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
After
you
season
don't
one.
like Batman, so like you don't have a.
Oh, I do really Batman.
Cannot have an opinion.
I absolutely can have an
No.
opinion.
Illegal.
the Gotham show was crap. Anyway,
Yeah, very very different take on Constantine. I of course also love Matt Ryan as Constantine the TV show, but yeah, like very interesting, odd take on
And like if
Constantine.
you're seeing this, no matter what, nerds, come at me. Sometimes a not entirely like on brand by the book canon take on something is great in its own way.
I love the Silent Hill movie. Very different.
oh
from the
yeah, I'm
games.
ready for another Silent Hill movie.
Yeah.
The last one was really good. Like, I don't think it had as big as a release, but it was better than I thought than the first one.
The one with Jon Snow in it?
I believe so.
They went a little too heavy on the CGI for me because I love the first one partially because it used dancers and was very practically focused. But I did like the second one.
Oh, Star Trek Section 31.
So, right?
That's coming out in 2025.
Is it?
Yeah, that's coming out in 2025. Give me all the Michelle, yo.
Yeah.
I saw an old fight scene, her first one with her and Cynthia Rothrock, like back in the 80s. And honestly, it was one of the most bomb. Like, I remember watching this as a kid and appreciating it, and then watching it today, like, holy shit, this was a damn good action scene. It was fast and it was quick.
She doesn't miss.
No.
Michelle Yeoh does not miss.
No. So I'm excited just for some Star Trek in the theaters again, honestly.
And like I wasn't a fan of the last couple. I really liked the reboot, and then I felt like they fell off. But this is bringing it back to Discovery, right?
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, this is
I feel like that could be a lot
the
of fun.
Black Ops wing of Star Trek,
Yeah.
of the Federation.
Yeah,
So-
I could really get into that.
But also, it's Michelle Yeoh. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oscar winner,
Oscar winner.
Michelle Yeoh. Let's just put the respect on her name. So I'm ready for that. Just because, she was so
watched
badass.
That woman grocery shop.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't?
Like,
I think we want to mention though the one that we're obviously most excited about, which is Now You See Me 3.
Never even seen
I am
one.
still mad, so mad that it wasn't Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and then have like a third fun title.
Were they
Now,
like
where am
thieves
I?
or something?
the magicians.
Magicians.
They're
But like
Like,
also
heist
maybe
magicians.
wizards.
Okay.
Like I want to see it because I have heard that it is still a fun time. The first one,
They're
It kind of is.
but
kind of fun.
It's logically
bonkers.
gobbledygook.
Wait, are we getting a Knives Out sequel this year?
yeah,
I think late this year, yeah.
it's either late this year or early next
Okay,
year.
because I
Don't
really
remember.
love that series, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, but we didn't talk about the most exciting one. They're
Oh, God,
making
here we go.
another Mission Impossible.
I don't.
Boy, I fell off of those movies a while
Mission
ago.
Impossible: The Final Mission Part 7.
I
It
put
is the
those.
final something.
Is it?
I put those right up there with the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm not
I did
going
actually. I have seen. I think I've seen all of them except for maybe 2 now. They're not bad.
I tapped out at 3.
That's fair. 3
With
kind of
the
slapped,
masks,
though. I loved 3. Philip
I-
Seymour Hoffman was always amazing,
Sure.
but
That
they're-
is when I fell off, though. It was
They're-
the whole, like, oh, the mask.
They're
it's disguise self.
incomprehensible nonsense, though, and I will admit that. It did produce the most iconic action thing to have happened in the last 30 years, which is reloading his fists.
I thought you were
Henry
talking about the
Cavill.
motorcycle off the cliff.
It
And then
is-
he's talking into his comms
Yeah.
while he's free falling. I don't know if you've ever heard skydiver audio. It's unintelligible dribble. Like
Yeah.
you can't, and he gets the car to like meet him based on his comms while he's free falling. It's amazing.
No, Henry Cavill reloading his fists will always be worth the entire Mission Impossible franchise.
Anything Henry Cavill worth it.
Did we get all the
Except-
movies?
Superman.
No. See, here's the thing.
You know what?
I-
It's been done.
They didn't give him a fair shot. I
They
feel like.
didn't. But there is another movie that genuinely excited for, and that's Del Toro's take on Frankenstein.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Are you okay?
This.
Oh,
No.
that's
Frankenstein?
that's
Del Toro's doing
soon too,
Frankenstein
isn't
this
it?
year.
Who's doing Frankenstein? Ugh, you know Robert Eggers is doing
Wish we had better
something
notes.
called Werewolf.
Huh.
Not this year. It's gonna be.
Interesting.
I
really
saw an
odd.
article with him where he said he has no interest in doing something set in the modern times ever. He's like thinking about directing a scene with a car in it makes me wince.
You
And
know,
thinking about filming a phone screen makes me physically want to vomit.
you know what? I can
kinda get
respect
it.
him
I
for
get
that.
it. I get it.
And it was
Why does
such a
this
strong like
changing?
Yeah. Quick shout out to the John Wick spinoff, which
Ballerina.
Ballerina, starring Anna de Armas. I don't know. It could be a lot of fun. I love the
I'm
John
willing
Wick
to give this a
series.
chance.
Yeah, they're just the most actiony action movies to have come out ever,
That's the
and
thing.
I like.
I think John Wick suffers less from the idea of it being a spin-off than most things because it has no substance.
Yeah.
So like there could only really be one thing you're copying. And it's
Yeah.
the batshit action
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
So
Kill somebody
like
with a pencil. Like, love that. I like Anna de Armas. Loved her in Knives Out. So,
All right, did we get all the movies? Because we'll move on to some. Let's talk about some gaming.
I have
Oh?
I have at least one anime movie I'm excited for, and that
Okay.
is The Rose of Versailles. I'm just so very
Oh
excited.
yeah, you brought that up before.
Yeah.
They're really pretty art.
It's really pretty artwork, and the just the boss ass bitches that are
Are
just
we
throughout
seeing
the
a
whole
theatrical release on that one? That okay, yeah.
Yeah, we are getting a theatrical release on this.
It's just
we
such a good time we live in.
we don't know when it's gonna be here, and I don't care when it is. I will go there, and I will also cry at that.
Yeah,
Many movies here.
absolutely.
They're remaking The Naked Gun.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm skeptical, but I'll watch.
Could go very wrong.
All right, all right.
The first one had OJ.
Okay, let's stop right there.